What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And y'all know what tonight is, man. It's Monday night. Now, I must say this, y'all, before we get started. Last week when we did our live show, we celebrated being at 7,000 subscribers, which we were ecstatic about because this community, though we're still young, we are growing. This week, y'all, just this week, we are pretty much like 5 subscribers away from being at 8,000. We've almost gained over 1,000 new subscribers in 1 week, man. And that's a huge tip of the hat. Salute to you guys, man, for sharing the content, getting the word out there, liking the content, because we got a bunch of new subscribers and a bunch of new people added to our CFO family, and they are loving what we are doing here in our community, man. So once again, salute to each and every one of you, because y'all know this isn't about me. This is about us. And from all your encouragement and all your kind words, people are loving the content, y'all. Like, I'm gonna be fully transparent. We are almost at 500,000. Yes, no, Tuck is not lying. Tuck is not capping. We are at 500,000 views in the month of May. It is May 8th. That's due to you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So for those of you who are new, like, y'all been seeing a lot of the film breakdowns and a lot of the content that I've been putting out lately, but y'all been missing out on the fun, right? So y'all don't really know, once this season starts is when we really pick up things and we do live shows. And every Monday night, we do a live show, as we're doing right now, powered by Jan. And what is Jan? Jan gives each and every one of you the opportunity to jump on screen, right? You see the seats I have available. I have 1 seat, 2 seat, 3 seats, 4 seats, 5. I have 6 seats available. So if any of you want to come onto the show and talk football, feel free. I have in the pinned comments up above. Just click that app, download it, turn on your camera, jump on so we can talk Cowboys football. It's very informal. We just kind of kick back, relax, and talk ball. But this is what this channel is all about. It's about the community and the people in the community. Speaking of the community, we even got some people who, you know, they ain't no Cowboys fans, but salute to my guy, Philly, the podcast in the building, my guy, Joe Castro. He's an Eagles fan, an Eagles content creator. Says Cowboys trash, but you the GOAT, man. Man, you the GOAT your damn self, man. So salute to my guy, Joe. He was actually sidearmed with me at the NFL draft, man, when they drafted Jalen Carter. He kept on, you know. So salute to my guy, Joe Castro, man. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But tonight, I want to talk about a few things, man. So we talked about the draft picks and where things currently stand, right, with some of the players that we've already brought in. I want to talk about some of the rooms, and I want to ask you guys, what is your confidence level from 0 to 10? So y'all got to let me know in the chat as I go through each room. And then it looks like it was announced that this Thursday, they're going to be announcing the official NFL schedule, but we kind of know who's going to be the home teams and who's going to be the away teams. But we just don't know, you know, when that particular date is going to happen. But just from the standpoint of who we play, I want to kind of get your guys' thoughts as we go through. So let's see here. I think we already got someone looking to join. Yeah, we got some fam here. So boom. All right. Hold on. All right, what's up, Big Dog? What's going on, bro?
Salute. Man, I love your stuff, J Tuck, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. So yeah, man, like I said, this is what this is all about, man. Y'all can come on, we can talk football. So I assume you're a Cowboys fan, right?
I've been a Cowboys fan since I was introduced to football. That was great.
All right. So I gotta check, right? Because, you know, that's the one thing about the draft, right? So I do so much content covering some of the other prospects. I get, you know, that's Bears fans and so many different fans. I gotta double check, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm not in enemy's territory. So, bro, I'm gonna kick it over to you and ask you real quick. We just wrapped up the NFL draft. How are you feeling? I know some people are feeling it, some people are kind of but what's your thoughts when it comes to the NFL draft?
Since I've learned football and everything else, I've realized that the Cowboys have a very distinct pattern on how they draft, period. They don't shy away from it. They haven't shied away from it since the introduction of the Cowboys.
Right.
Well, since Jerry got into the business, you know?
Right.
1 year, 1 or 2 years, it'd be like, we're going to absolute needs or things like that. And then that 1 year, it'd be like absolute superstars. We just want superstars.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
This year was just what do we need? All right, we always needed a defensive tackle, but we haven't had any talent since what? Any actual true talent show up since '91 that we could actually just go up and grab.
Right.
So this was great. So the first round was fantastic. Now I already knew we were going to go for a tight end in the second round. That was a good. Well, I didn't know we were going to go for it in the second round. I knew we were going for him. I felt like we could get Shoemaker, or whatever in like the third round. But at the same time, I did see the run on the tight ends happen.
Right.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, and I agree. And I'm not sure if you guys saw my breakdown that I did on Schottenheimer's philosophy, but it's like the way the tight ends, I feel like they possibly would have been a little bit more patient on tight end, but like you said, bro, they were snatching everything off the shelves, and it was pretty much about to get empty. So if you wanted a more balanced tight end, you lost Michael Mayer, he went. You lost Sam Laporta. Even Luke Musgrave, who really isn't that balanced, he's more of a wide receiver. He went. Dalton.
Honestly, if that run didn't happen, we probably would have picked up Laporte.
Right. I agree. I'm with you, bro. I feel like, of course the Cowboys, they got to dress it up, right? Like, oh, he was the number one on our list. Like, you ain't got a lot. You ain't got a lot of me. You ain't got a lot of me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Buy to yourself, not the fam.
Right. So that ain't who you went to the club and had your eyes on, but you kind of just went home with somebody. So I get it. But like I said, understanding that it's going to be more of a supplement to what we already have in Jake Ferguson, I feel better about the pick. If it's about replacing, I was kind of
honestly though, me personally, like just thinking about it, it's like if we went after like names this draft, just like I know all the content creators been asking the fans this. I asked my own self this, my dad this. Who's going to start?
Right. Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about, right now, is because I want to go through position by position, right? Because there's going to be a lot of camp battles and a lot of different situations kind of going on where we might look at things like, I kind of think that this spot's solidified, but is it really that confidence level? So I'm asking you guys, your name's Kel, right, bro? Kel, got you? Kel?
Yep.
We got Kel on. So this is the Jan app. As I mentioned, y'all, you can click on that link above, download the app, jump on the show. We got 5 more seats available. But what I'm going to go ahead and get over to real quick is the positions of the rooms, right? So we know the quarterback room is already solidified. Now the Cowboys just brought in a quarterback to kind of help go through rookie camp. Don't pay too much attention to it, y'all. I have no idea who that guy is. It could have been me, by all means. You know what I'm saying? So don't read too much into it. You just need someone to throw to the rookies during camp. But what I want to ask you guys, we know with the quarterback room, but scale a 0 to 10. I want you guys to comment down below in the chat, right? Scale to 0 to 10. How confident are you guys in the Cowboys running back room? We got Tony Pollard. We got Deuce Vaughn. We got Malik Davis, and we got Roe Jones, right? So we got kind of like 4 core guys. But how are you feeling from 0 to 10, your confidence in the running back room? So y'all go ahead and comment in the chat and let me know. And I want to talk about that.
And no TBDs neither.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, man. So it's like, I feel okay with it. I feel okay with the running back room. I feel like it's really going to be Tony Pollard's room to start. So I got an 8. Lynn has an 8. Let's see if some other numbers coming in. Got 5. Okay, so see, my guy, why you kind of half and half with the running back room? What's your concerns? I got Jeremiah with a 6. How are you? Yeah, he's working right. I got a 7. Let's see here. 7. Yeah, and so I can see it. A 5 might be a little too low. Like, now here's my one concern, y'all, and I mentioned this, as I was doing some of the breakdowns, right? I feel like Tony Pollard is equipped to have a big breakout season in this new offense and this new philosophy under Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy. Now, will we pay him after he has that big season? Probably not, right? But then you have Deuce Vaughn, you have Malik Davis, and you have Roe Jones. My one concern when it comes to the running back room is just pass protection. It's just the pass protection and who was going to be back there in pass pro to really be able to help pick up those edge rushers, to pick up those blitzers. I'm just not sure who was that guy going to be. Now, I did do the film breakdown on Hunter Lupke. If you haven't seen that, I feel like he can kind of step in and fill the void, but then you're kind of putting too much wood in the fire for me personally. So, maybe somebody will step up and really emerge, but it's just like, that's my one question mark. But just as far as just like the pure running aspect, I think we're good. I feel like we have enough running backs can able to step in and keep things moving. But it's just about pass pros. That's my one concern. So I would be like, what Creative Reflections just mentioned, probably an 8.5, bro. I'd be like an 8.5. Salute to Sadiqa. What's going on with you, girl? So, Kel, let me ask you, on running back room, how would you feel? What would you rate it?
I'm a running back myself, man.
Okay.
I love Deuce. Don't get me wrong. I'm 5'5", so I rep the short guys.
Okay.
But I run a 4.3, 4.4.
Okay.
There's no way in heck I'll be comfortable with somebody that's 5'5", only running like a 4.6. That's way too slow for a running back.
Okay.
In my personal opinion.
Okay.
If you're running that slow, you might as well have been a power back. You might as well build up the muscle.
Right. But I'll say this, right? Sometimes people get caught up in the combine numbers, and combine numbers are straight line speed, right? So that's like really winning in the breakaway.
I'm not using the combine numbers like that.
Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, God.
No, it's just more like in this day and age. Mm-hmm. When I'm looking at his tapes and everything, I'll go back and I'll watch his games and everything else.
Who are you talking about specifically? Are you talking about Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay, talking about Deuce. Okay.
I check out his tapes. I checked out his games. That kid is special. Don't get me wrong on that. The kid is special. The way he can just change his direction on the drop of a dime. I couldn't even picture myself doing something like that without breaking an ankle.
Right. Right. The stop and go.
Fantastic in that.
Yeah, the stop.
He just scares me because it's like that change of direction is like a gift and a curse.
Okay.
That one time he changed direction the wrong way, there goes those ankles, and he ain't getting them back.
Right.
He's not.
Right. Yeah. So, all right. So,
and the way he changes it's just very dangerous.
Yeah, I feel you, but I feel like Deuce is a phenomenal athlete, and I feel like he's already in the lab working, man. Like someone Tyrone said, Deuce is 4.4 speed, so he definitely got it, man. So we got some people joining in. Like I said, y'all click that link, man. So I got Klebo in the building. I think I got Young Che in the building. I got my guy One-Handed Bandit in the building. So what's going on, man? Talk to me. How y'all feeling about the Cowboys post draft?
Me, I liked all the picks besides. Nothing I didn't like the tight end pick, but like I was iffy about it when it first came out. But when you came out with that Schottenheimer, like need the tight ends to block, moving linemen,
right.
I kind of feel a little better about it.
Yeah.
I just like what Boss Cowboy said, like tight ends don't usually produce a lot their first year.
Right.
They're not a wide receiver that can go for 1,000 yards or at least 600 to 700 yards their first year,
Right.
And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because look at not really Travis Kelce, but there's some tight ends out there.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts was the last one who went for 1,000 out the gate, and even from that standpoint, a lot of people say he still wasn't worth the pick. So, I just feel like when we looked at the tight end position, a lot of us were just thinking about production. We're not thinking about the nuts and the bolts of the option or our offense, and that's why I kind of broke down the video the way I did, because there's going to be a lot of non-sexy stuff that I feel like Luke Schoonmaker is going to bring to our offense, man. Klebo, man, what's your thoughts, man? How you feeling post draft? I'm not sure if you can hear me. I think he may have froze. All right. So
the running back. If I had to say anything about the running back room, I love the elusive backs and stuff, but I'm a little worried about the pounder. I don't know if Ronald Jones can take that spot of what Zeke was for us in the end zone. Because Tony Pollard struggles if we're at the 1 yard line and we need that easy touchdown.
Right.
We don't. I don't think Deuce Vaughn can do it, but college is way different than NFL.
Right. Right.
He's done it in college, but the D linemen are big. They're bigger. D tackles are bigger.
Right.
All I can hope is that Ronald can do that for Zeke, unless we bring Zeke back, which I'm not opposed to it. If we just use him like we did last year, 5-10 yards, or if we need a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, I'm good for it. That's good. But he's definitely not the back he's used to. It's just how it is, and you just gotta use him to the strengths that he is later in his career.
Right. Let's see, my guy Klebo. Can you hear us, bro?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's going on with you, my guy, man? So how are you feeling about the Cowboys post-draft?
Oh, I feel good, man. What's up, fellas? First of all,
What's going on?
I feel good, man. I felt good going into the draft. So I feel like picking up Mozzie, you know what I'm saying, that hopefully that'll help solidify our run defense even better. And with Schoonmaker, I mean, I think a lot of people are talking about production from a tight end. They looking at it. I mean, sorry if I'm repeating something y'all heard. I was
go ahead.
Just a little while. Yeah, but I think a lot of people are looking for production that Schultz gave as far as like number wise, but people might forget, you know, Brandon Cooks is gonna pick up them stats. You know what I mean? So we didn't really get no production from any receivers last year outside of CD in the passing game. So I feel like if Brandon Cooks could give you, you know, some good numbers, then the tight end don't have to give us that much. As long as he can catch them key passes that we need and he can set that edge with the blocking, I'm happy with our picks, man. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the team. I mean, we got to get a kicker, man. They better stop. Kicker, man.
I think we should get Robbie Gould.
Yeah, I think Robbie Gould would be the perfect addition. You know, because a lot of people don't understand, and I tell people this. The one thing that really hurt us last year that people overlooked was Brett Maher pretty much just going dead in the playoffs. Like, that hurt us bad because, like I said, when I was out there in San Francisco, I was sitting right in the end zone, and he shanked some easy chip shots before the game even started. And Jerry came down, Mike came down. They all huddled up and talked to Maher, and I think that went into some of their play calling as they were going to the game. Like, can you trust them? And so, you know, that really dampened us. So, you know, I would definitely pick up Robbie Gould.
49er players going at him and trying to get in his head and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, because it's all mental, man. I've seen amazing kickers just be phenomenal, and then when they break, they're broke. You know, they can't get it back. There was a kid out of Florida State who got drafted by the Tampa Bay Bucks, Roberto Aguirre, when the Noles won the championship. This kid was automatic. Like, you get him across the 50, it was good, and then he got to the NFL and just lost it. You know what I'm saying? So it happens with kickers. It's more of a mental thing. So we definitely address that position. But let me ask you guys.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Talk about Robbie Gould. I know. I heard a couple of the Brian Broadus. I think they was talking about him. He doesn't. I don't think they're gonna go after him. They say he doesn't kick over 50 yards, and he doesn't on his kickoffs. He doesn't get any touchbacks.
Right.
So I don't think they're gonna go after him because I think that's big with Cowboys. You know,
they like the big leg.
Yeah, because if you can't kick a 50-yarder, man, then that's gonna, you know what I mean, that kind of, you know, play calling late in the game. You know, you gotta be a little bit more aggressive.
Like Maher in that Vikings game, right?
And so that's the thing is, like, what do you prioritize? Do you prioritize accuracy or power? Me personally, I like accuracy. I saw one just mentioned in the chat, Jeremiah, Dan Bailey. Like, I knew with Dan Bailey, as soon as he lined up, we were good until he broke, right? Like, it was just that automaticness, which I like. And so, you know, sometimes going with the power. And to be honest with you guys, when Mike McCarthy had that powerful leg, sometimes he made some dumb decisions. Green Bay, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were situations where
just depending on that.
You're just depending on, like, okay, we're gonna boot this thing in the air. So, you know, it really just remains to be seen. But let me ask you guys this, right? We talked about the tight end. We talked about, you know, adding Mozzie. And Cleve, I'll kick this back over to you. The offensive line. Do you feel like the Cowboys have enough with the offensive line or no? Hey, Kel, I might have to have you. Kel, I might have to have you mute yourself.
Apologies, 1 second.
You're good, bro. I'm just having you mute yourself real quick. All right, you're good. All right, cool. So you feel like with the offensive line that you're comfortable with the offensive line, or do you feel like we're still moves that we need to make?
It's just left guard for me.
Left guard.
That's where it's the question mark. You know, I'm not really familiar with Chuma. I know he's a veteran. I'm not sure if he's good or serviceable. Because McClay did say that we have depth there, which I'm not really seeing it. You know, are we looking at a Tyler Smith going to left guard, putting Tyron back at left tackle, or Terrence Steele at left guard so they could try to make him take less? Because you know we're always cheap, you know. So I'm not sure. You'll have to probably break down Chuma or tell us more about Chuma if you think that he's good enough to be a left guard.
I mean, honestly, Chuma's not going to get y'all excited at the left guard position. I can break down this film if y'all want, but y'all gonna fall asleep at the wheel. I personally, you know, I don't think that Chuma is going to be the guy. And like Mickey just mentioned, I'm worried about the musical chairs. And salute to my guy Skywalker on A to Z Sports. He mentioned something that freaked me the heck out, and now that I can't stop thinking about it, because a lot of it is, we know what's going to happen with Tyron, right? Terrence still is battling back from injury. When will he be available? You really don't know. But here's a bad situation where things can get dark for us, Cowboys Nation. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but what if something happens with Tyler Smith? Nothing bad, but what if it's a hamstring? What if it's a knee? Like, if Tyler Smith goes down, everything breaks. Everything breaks, because let's say you have Tyler at left guard, he goes down, then who are you going to plug in at left guard, right? Or then what happens if Tyler goes down, then Tyron goes down, then is it Matt Walesko, Josh Ball, Tyler, Zach, and it gets bad. You know, so for me, I'm like,
and that's why I was confused. Why didn't we get a top tier lineman? I understand you were saying in that video with the Sean Myers offense, you don't want an Osiris guy, something like that. But what, in your opinion, who was the top talent that we could have tried to get that could have done that?
So if you wanted a guy who's kind of mobile as a tackle that you convert, right? I do like Richards, the kid they picked up from North Carolina in the 5th round, but I feel like it's going to take him a minute. I would have possibly leaned towards DeJuan Jones, who was available. So I feel like you would have got your quote-unquote right tackle and a guy you can probably move and shift to left guard. So that's where I kind of was if you wanted to address the offensive line. Now, me personally, I still would have took Osiris Torrance, because I feel like he was just a downhill mauler. And if you want to improve your run game, he could help with that. But, you know, they didn't go through with it. So, you know, that's the one thing. But I will say I would have probably went with Jones or probably Osiris Torrance. Or like I said, if not, you could at least win Antonio Mafi, who was kind of sitting there for you as well. So they had options. They just didn't take advantage of it. So
yeah, I watched the breakdown.
I heard somewhere, my bad. Okay. And I was going to say, I heard they was talking about that too. I forgot what I was watching, but they was talking about reason they didn't want Osiris and Mafi and those Marler type guys. It's because this new offensive line coach and with Schottenheimer, they like to do a lot of pulling of their guards.
Right.
And they needed somebody who can actually move, and they didn't feel that Osiris and Mafi, that was the strength of their games or whatever. So I definitely heard that, you know what I mean? My opinion on the offensive line, of course it could get better, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's kind of like the unknown right now, because they got a few linemen that's like in their second and third year that they're going to try to convert. See how they play a guard. I mean, you know, because a lot of people was down on Steele for his first 2 years. You know what I mean? Look what he turned out to be. You know what I mean? So, and from what they're really talking high, this offensive line coach. You know what I mean? Like, I heard they were saying that you know, that he's kind of like Dan Quinnish as far as like, you know, what he's going to bring to the offensive line. So if he can coach these guys up, man. I mean, you know, I guess it's just, you know, it's time to see. I mean, of course, you know, you would want them to draft a talent out there, but at the same time, man, we can't have the best of everything, man.
Right.
If they're serviceable, I'm with it, man. Because I think I was talking to Boss the other day, and I was telling him, man, like, we've had great offensive linemen. We had great running back. We had a top. And what did they get us? We didn't have a defense to stop nobody. You know what I mean? So I'm with it, man. Let's solidify that defense. And, like, let's try to win with defense. As long as that offensive line isn't terrible, I'm cool, man. If our defense can be a top-notch defense, man. Because, like I said, in 2016 and 2014, man, we had the best offensive line in football.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we didn't have a defense. We didn't have a defense to stop anybody. So, I mean, you know, I guess with the offensive line, I just wait to training camp to see how these guys. And if that don't work, man, we better pick. There's going to be some free agents that's going to be cut.
Right.
So,
you know, go ahead, Kel. Jump in.
When it comes down to the offensive line, I just trust the Cowboys way too much with it. The coaches, every single coach they've gotten for offensive line has just been on point. Right. It's just worked every single time. Now, last year was a little but it wasn't to a point where we were like, oh my gosh, the line needs to be restructured. It wasn't to that point.
Right.
So I can understand in the end why the Cowboys decided to say, well, we really don't need anybody, because even in this draft, I was talking to people out here in Tampa. I'm like, this draft wasn't an outstanding draft by any means, shape, or measure by the class itself. There wasn't anybody that was oh my God, I have to get him. There was really nobody like that. Even even when it came down to offensive linemen, there wasn't really nobody like that.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like this I'm with you, man. I feel like this class, it wasn't very slam dunkish, which made me do way more work than I really wanted to, right? Because last year you had a bunch of free spaces like Sauce Gardner, Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchins. I knew them guys. It's like that's an easy pick. But this year it was a little bit more difficult. And like I said, I feel like, y'all, the way the board actually fell and everyone was kind of just grabbing stuff at random, the Cowboys say, you know what? We go into the grocery store. We know what we need. Let's just get what we need and get up out of there. And that's what they did. Now, I will say this, y'all. Like I said, if y'all saw the film breakdown I did yesterday on Eric Scott Jr., that pick, I don't know. I don't understand that. We don't say like, all right. Like I said, I feel bad because, like I said, the kid, he literally, his high school was like back there, like behind my house. And so he's from my neighborhood, you know, and everything. So I want to pull for the kid. When I was watching film, I was like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
I saw your film.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm like, all right, man, like Tuck, like try to sell the people on something. I'm like, man, I'm trying. So, and like I said, I posted a video clip on Twitter of Jalen Tolbert versus him last year, and Jalen Tolbert went from like, you know, 6 catches for 168, 1 touchdown, was barking on the kids. So I'm just like, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Good luck. So
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Are you worried about the wide receiver room at all? Because like we have one injury, let's say a Brandon Cooks or a Michael Gallup, like we're back to last year.
Yeah.
You know?
And here's the thing: it's like it's either that Tolbert has to step up or Simi has to step up. So what's your faith? Yeah, what's your faith there? But also, it's like, y'all, here's the thing: in the tough conversation, and we'll look at it. What if Michael Gallup isn't the Michael Gallup we saw prior to the injury? Because even before the ACL injury, he had calf injury. So if he goes out, you're looking at CD, Brandon Cooks, Tolbert, Simi.
That's why I was curious. Why didn't we go after Josh Downs or another receiver? You know, like it made no sense to me.
Don't even get me started on that, Josh.
Hey, can I say something on that real fast?
Yeah.
Let me say something on that real fast. Me personally, I think I would have loved to get Josh Downs or somebody out there, but I think the Cowboys, I think Tolbert, in my opinion, I think he's going to do, because like them highlights I seen your other film, man.
Yeah.
Tolbert was a dog, man.
He
you know what I'm
was.
saying? Like he was monster people.
Right.
I mean, he was making like some nice routes. So like you said, man, I don't think this dude forgot how to play football. I think what really happened to Tolbert last year, you got to really put stuff in context. He came to our team. Everybody was like, we need to replace Amari Cooper.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's coming from a small college, and he's trying to be the person to replace. Gallup wasn't there. We got James Washington. He got hurt. So now Tolbert's forced to be our number 2 receiver.
Right.
So, like, I mean, I tell people, you know, some people are just built tough, and some people need confidence to play well.
Right.
I feel like when he was put into that number 2, he probably felt too much pressure.
Right.
This year, I don't think he has any pressure.
Yeah.
They're not looking at him to replace anybody. All he has to do is like we just said, we just need him to improve.
Right.
That's not a lot of pressure to do what you did. He didn't do nothing last year. So I just feel like now, with Gallup being a number 3 receiver, which I feel like he should, hopefully he can come back and stay healthy. I feel like Gallup is a number 3 receiver, and then Tolbert can come in and with no pressure.
Hey, Kel, can you hit that mute button for me, bro? Let me see. Kel out there working. Kel, hit that mute button.
Yeah, I'm out. Apologies.
Are you good, bro? Appreciate you. Yeah. So yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And like I said, y'all, that was the most confusing thing last year. It's like, the Jalen Tolbert that I saw when I did the film breakdown way early in the draft process, I'm like, this kid was a dog. He was out there barking. He had swagger. Like, people forget that he was recruited. Like, Nick Saban was trying to get him to transfer to Alabama. Like, he was that type of player. He wanted to stay small. Yeah, so it's like he was highly wanted, you know, to switch schools, but he just wanted to stay small school and really put on for his school. And so when you got him there, I feel like, and I said this on Twitter last year, and people kind of looked at me crazy. It was like, it was weird, but Jalen Tolbert came into the Dallas Cowboys situation with more pressure than CeeDee Lamb did. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of unfair to this kid that, hey, you're trying to, make him replace Amari Cooper as a third-round draft pick. Like, that's really unfair to him, and he didn't get really time to grow, because people got to remember, early in camp, Jalen Tolbert, I think it's like a hamstring injury or something, so he got off to a slow start just out the gate, and then you start to see other names kind of surface, like the Dennis Houstons and some of the other guys.
Oh yeah,
and he kind of got left
right after. Yeah, James Washington.
Yeah, and so like he just didn't get his opportunity that he really deserves. So I feel like when it comes to Jalen Tolbert, this year you have to boost his confidence. You gotta, like, I wanted to see just one game in the preseason where you're like, know what? We're just going to go your way, bro. We're just going to go your way and boost your confidence. They just never got that. So, I feel like I'm going to give him a mulligan, even though the lineup all sides, that kind of was like, damn, Tuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much more you got in the clip? But,
I think they need to give Semi another chance. I know he played a little bit in that Giants game. I think it was week 6 the first time, and he got injured because of his shoulder, but I think they need to give him another chance. I think he could, as long as they use him correctly, especially with his size and speed, one-on-one or slants.
Right.
He can do. I'm not going to say he's a Dez, but I'm just saying he can at least get some production out of him. You know?
Right. And Semi is a big physical wide receiver. I mean, and he had speed knowing he's at Stanford. So I know there was this whole conversation and possibly about converting him to tight end, but but here's the thing we gotta understand, man. Like, kids might have it in college and then get to the NFL, and it's just a small fish in a big pond. But like I said, I just have a hard time believing, y'all, that Jalen Tolbert got to the Cowboys and just completely forgot how to play football.
Yeah, no,
like it's in there, and hopefully they'll find a way to get out. So I'm gonna go over to the chat, man. Salute to everyone. Actually, guys, so I mentioned earlier today, right? Last week when we did this show, we were at 7,000. We are now officially at 8,000 subscribers. So we grew 1,000 subscribers, man, in 1 week. So once again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for liking, sharing the content. We got a lot of new viewers in our community. It's from all over, not just Cowboys fans. And so a lot of people are loving what we're doing here. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys, because a lot of them, they don't know the live shows. They don't know that we're going to get deep into the film. We're going to get deep into a lot of stuff, especially once the season starts. So we're just getting started. So I appreciate all the support here. See here, we got some more people jumping in.
I have a question. How are you feeling about Micah at the end?
Let's see here. All right, got my guy Keystone here. Hold on. Let's see here. All right, I think that's Keystone. Keystone, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me, Phil?
Yeah, you good. What's going on with you?
Everything's everything. I hear y'all was talking about Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How can they pass up on him like that within this year when he had nearly 1,500 yards his senior season?
Right.
And let's not forget, I was on him when he was a junior. For Steven and them to sit here and say that they put too much on his plate, that right there under the nose that we didn't see, that was automatically a red flag for Kellen Moore, and we didn't even realize that until later on in the season.
Right. And Tolbert even said it himself. He said he didn't know that there was a lot to learn when he got to the NFL. And honestly, it's a complicated offense. We've spoken in lengths about the option routes and different things. Like, it takes away your natural instincts because you're thinking too much, right? We need to simplify things. So I feel like with this Mike McCarthy West Coast offense, it's going to be more based on concepts. Hey, go run a 9 route, go run a slant, go run a post. All right, I can do that.
Exactly.
Like don't think.
Simplify
so. Yeah.
Especially
Mike McCarthy said so.
Right, the slant was his bread and butter in this tree. So it's like
bingo.
Yeah. So
look at the Eagles, man. They simplified it for AJ.
Right.
Go run that slant on the RPO.
Right. Yeah. That's it. Like, yeah. Don't. Hey, run a slant, but if the safety comes down, I want you to bend it up field, and then this is just too much because 1, you're trying to beat your corner. 2, you're trying to run your route and get your release off, but then once you're running, you have to be reading the defense, and then 2, you have to make sure that you're reading properly the same time as Dak is reading. Like, that's a lot going on when you're trying to move at 4 4.45 speed to be like, all right, because even CeeDee Lamb, as talented as CeeDee Lamb is, we saw what happened in Green Bay. He thought the safety was coming up, so he bent it. So it's just
and Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Like, there's been so many instances where they're not on the same page. So it's like, hopefully we see that removed with this offense and it's simplified. But you had a question about Micah, bro. Go ahead. What's your question?
Oh, so are you okay with the Micah playing DN full time? Because he played full time DN part of the year last year and kind of fell off. Obviously, he's gained some more weight, but it's not like it's significant. I'm not sure how much he weighed before last season, but as far as I know, he's only gaining another like 3 or 4 pounds of muscle. I'm not sure. Do you think that's enough armor for him to go through a whole year?
Me personally, I don't think it's going to be a drastic jump. I kind of spoke to people and kind of spoke to Micah. It's probably going to stay the same. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know where the money resides, and it's playing off that edge rusher versus linebacker. But just from a Cowboys standpoint, I feel like Micah is a much more valuable to this team as a chess piece. When you don't know where he's at, when you can't locate him at all times, it makes it even more difficult. So if I have him, this play he's in the A gap, this play he's in the B gap, this play he's off the edge on the right side, left side.
And that's why I love him.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult. It makes it more difficult.
That's
so
what I was.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I think I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. What was you saying about? I think it cut out. But yeah. I personally just like Micah as a chess piece, man, because I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, Micah can run. He can cover tight ends. Like, Micah is just a pure football player. He can do a lot of different things. I don't want to cut him off the knees and limit him, but like I said, go get your money duffel bag, boy, because it's a lot different playing defensive end versus linebacker. The money's completely different. So we got another legend in the building, man. My guy, Coach Mar. Coach Mar, what's going on with you, my guy?
What's going on, man? How you doing, fellas? How you doing, Tuck?
Good, man.
I really want to jump on here for a second and commend you, man, for your video, man, and really looking deep into where the Cowboys are going with the tight end.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, I think Keystone, can you mute yourself real quick? I think you're getting feedback from you, Keystone. Can you mute yourself real quick? Let's see.
What happened?
Can you mute yourself real quick? I think we're getting feedback from you.
What?
Mute yourself. Press mute real quick. I don't want you to, if you're driving, be careful. All right, there you go. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Coach Moore. What was he saying?
Yeah, I want and to see where the Cowboys are going. I put some interesting comments to your thing, man, because it was crazy that I was on a show with Landlord and JC Cowboy the day before you came out with your video.
Okay, Schottenheimer
confirmed that to me that the Cowboys are doing the San Francisco 49ers blueprint of team build. They doing it they can get plagiarized with how they're doing it.
Right. And think about this, Coach, right? Who was a lot of our coaches coming from? We talked about Solari, offensive line. We talked about Schottenheimer. We talked about Dan Quinn. They're coming from that NFC West. And so they're looking at, okay, if the 49ers is your Thanos, if anyone knows those weak points and how to beat them, it's going to be us, So I feel like, I agree. They're going to kind of try to build that blueprint and be a little bit more tougher in the trenches and commit to it and simplify things. And I feel like I'm all for it because I've been saying the same thing.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Shanahan was Dan Quinn's offensive coordinator when they went to the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, the quarterback for Atlanta had an MVP season under Shanahan.
Oh, Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan had that's only MVP season under Shanahan.
Right.
And if the Cowboys feel, and I tell fans this, if Shanahan could take anybody and make them good and win 10-7 games, what can that offense do with a quality quarterback like that?
Right.
And this offense is going to attack the edges, right, with speed. They're going to attack the middle of the field. with speed, crossing, a lot of crosses. Tuck, I was listening to the tight ends coach when they interviewed him right after they made the pick. You know how they have on there was an interview about his feeling about the pick. But he was saying something interesting in his interview. He said Mike McCarthy tell us all the time and keep preaching to us, the fastest way to the end zone is the middle of the field.
Right.
And we did not attack the middle of the field at all. Not other than stop routes and butt hooks.
Right.
But now you're gonna see where you're gonna have this offense where you're gonna get people on the move.
Right.
And this offense is gonna be big on yak yard.
Right.
So they want to give guys like CeeDee Lamb the ability to do what they do best. Of catching the ball on the move and making people miss tackles and making big plays. Yeah. So, and then I thought about the offensive line. I said, well, the Cowboys said, listen, everybody talk about San Francisco run game and how great the offensive line. Look, you know the San Francisco had a Pro Bowl offensive lineman and probably.
Right. I mean, it's pretty much what Trent Williams and them. You know, like it's just it's Trent Williams and them. Like. You know,
Trent Williams.
Yeah, that's
because this is what I say. Your offensive line is your offense tells you what type of blockers you need. They're the San Francisco when they I think 85 to 90%. If you look it up, about 85% of their passes are all come off play action pass block, which you don't need the whole line. When you get San Francisco and drop back. Their offensive line does not hold up and you get to the quarterback. Right. That's the reason why we have a hard time getting pressure on San Francisco quarterbacks because everything is off aggressive pass, play action pass block, which gives you that extra 2 or 3 seconds because it's an aggressive style pass blocking where you just don't sit back and let guys do pass rush moves on you. Right. You got a aggressive style. So I like it. I think that they're going in that same direction. San Francisco, we talk about our team drafting the tight end. Right. San Francisco drafted 2 tight ends in this draft.
Right, yeah.
Did they draft them to take killer's catches?
Nope.
No.
Right.
They drafted to be in 12 personnel and be very good at 12 personnel.
Right. And see, and that's what you mentioned, Coach Marv, right? When it comes to the play action pass, me personally, I think I did a video on this, like Dak is surgical in the play action, but what do you have to do to be able to run the play action? You got to make the run appear as a threat. And I just feel like the Cowboys really never got that because a lot of defensive coordinators called their bluff. We know Kellen cannot commit to that run for too long, right? But once you actually commit, and that's what Schottenheimer mentioned in that video, right? He wants to run, sleet or snow, and really pull those safeties, pull those linebackers up, and then go over the top. Like, it works. Like, I know we're supposed to hate the Eagles, right? But what did they do so effective? As much as you hate it, they were a run team. You had to respect not only the run with Miles Sanders and their running backs, but also with Jalen Hurts. That puts pressure on you. It gets your offensive line in rhythm going forward. And then as soon as you're tired and worn down from the run, you hesitate, you step up, and then damn it, there goes Smitty over your head. So it's like.
But and that's why Micah Parsons is going to do good.
Right. Yeah.
Do y'all know? And see, this is what people don't really understand. Do y'all know that Kansas City carry 4 tight ends and sometimes 5 tight ends, and they carry four running backs on their team?
Right. Yeah. In rotation.
Think Kansas City carry a bunch of wide receivers.
Nah, it's tight ends,
Don't you
right?
know in the Super Bowl, the Kansas City main offensive set in the Super Bowl was over 60. Almost 70% of the time against the Eagles with 12 personnel. Yeah. Yeah. And so 12 personnel, like it's coming back because here's what you got to look at, right? If you have, I'll say Hunter Lumpkin, right? If you put him in as a fullback, but you have a fullback now who's a passing vertical threat, it really puts stress on your base coverage if you're defenders, right? So do you go 4-3 or do you go big nickel? Like, how do you really match up with that? And the same thing with the 12 personnel as well. Like, if you got Jake Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker out there, do you stay in base and keep a linebacker? But do you go with, big nickel and put a safety out there when you have 2 quote unquote tight ends that can block pretty well? So it's like you can kind of play that mind game as far as numbers is concerned. So I felt like last year, even though we had Schultz and Ferguson and even Hendershot, they wasn't really quote unquote a threat. They're out there,
more than likely it's going to be a pass set, right? So now you can really play with those numbers and get that leverage that I think Mike McCarthy is kind of aiming for. Clebo, let me pass over to you, bro. So when you look at the tight end room, what's your thoughts? Like, do you think that the Cowboys, are going to be more 12 personnel? Because here's what everyone's like. They watched the Schottenheimer video. They're like, Tuck, man, they're not going to do that. Mike McCarthy was in Green Bay. He used 10, 11 personnel. It's going to be one tight end. But people got to understand, last year, bro, the Cowboys used 12 personnel a lot. So what's your thoughts on their personnel as far as the Cowboys are concerned moving for the 2023 season?
I definitely feel it's going to be a lot of 12 personnel because what people fail to understand is when Mike McCarthy said it himself, he's going to have a mixture of his old style with the new style. You know what I mean? He's going to have a mixture. So people can't just look and be like, oh, Mike McCarthy had 0 and 11 personnel all the time. You know what I mean? So I definitely drafted Schoolmaker. I mean, that made it obvious. You know what I mean? That you bring in a blocking tight end, you're going to have a lot of 12 personnel. And then like that fullback that you just mentioned, what's his name? Lipke or whatever?
Yeah, Hunter Lumpke, yeah.
Yeah.
So your audio may cut out. So I agree. Because here's what people got to understand, right? Because a lot of people were in the comments in my Schottenheimer video like, this ain't Schottenheimer's offense, it's Mike McCarthy's. Listen, y'all, Mike McCarthy is not going to bring a stale offense from 4 or 5 years ago over to Dallas and stamp it and put it out there. Like, that would be career suicide. He's not going to do that. So what he has Brian Schottenheimer do, kind of like what's happened here in Kansas City, is that Schottenheimer's just going to remix it and innovate it and make it more current. So it's going to be a collaboration between the two of them. Just like when Dan Quinn came over from Seattle, he didn't even bring his cover 3 over. Like, really, he plays a lot of man coverage, which wasn't his idea when he was over in Seattle. Like, you got to adjust with the times. You're not going to say, like, I'm going to just copy and paste the same thing I did 4 or 5 years ago. That's not going to be the case. So I look for the running game to look a lot different here in Dallas. Go ahead, One Hand.
Oh, I just want to say, yeah, I totally believe in that. We're going to be running a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. But my question is, like, do you think the lack of a pounding run, like a Zeke-type running back that can get those hard yards, is going to affect Mike McCarthy wanting to run the ball?
I don't think so.
Did come out.
I don't think so.
I want to run the ball.
Go ahead, Keystone.
In a way, it
I think it
would.
I think you're cutting in and out, bro.
In a way, it would.
Yeah, I think your audio's cutting in and out, bro. I think your audio's cutting in and out.
Go ahead, Keystone.
I think we can't. Go ahead, Keystone. Can you hear us?
No, man.
Yeah, I think he got drowned out. Go ahead, Coach Moore.
Yeah, I can hear y'all. My purpose of me saying that is because we all know that Zeke.
Oh, wait. He's, you keep coming back. Are you back? Go ahead, Keystone.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead.
Please forgive me, y'all, because I'm driving home.
Yeah, you good. You good.
When I was saying that, because we all know how Zeke is when he run the ball. Zeke is that hammer. Mm-hmm. Y'all really think that Ronald Jones is going to do that when he's Mr. Fumblerooski?
Yeah.
Y'all really think that? I don't think so.
That's my worry of.
Yeah.
Malik Davis with a Tony Pollard frame? I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah,
but we could use Hunter Lipke if we really need to.
That's what I was thinking, because Hunter does got the push. And like I said in the video, even though people want to quote him as a fullback, you really have to think of him as a running back. And here's the thing, y'all. They put a little extra cheese in that bag to sign him, too. So it's like, I feel like the Cowboys really have an idea what they want to do with them. So he's probably going to be the tough yard guy. But, man, y'all, and I said this on Twitter when I was talking to Dez, I feel like this Cowboys team, with the direction, it's a perfect fit for Zeke, but I just don't see it, man. Like, I feel like it'll be perfect, because if you tell me you're going to go 12 personnel or 22 personnel to fullback with Ezekiel Elliott, let's leave your body sore. Let's leave your body sore football.
So that's why.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what I feel. With this running style is if you watch this running style that they're going to move into, it's going to provide more space. That running style provides more space. You very rarely see where it's so congested. In our running style, we were like a real congested power running team. Right. Where that tough yardage was very important. I think Ezekiel Elliott with a team that's committed to running the football with. If he had had these the last couple of years, Zeke probably would still be on the team.
Right.
But committed to running the football would be a good thing for him. But it still was going to be a lot of guys carrying the ball.
Right.
But I still think with the running backs that we have, with the style of offense that this is going to be, I believe that the running game is still going to be good. I just got a feeling to. This is the thing I have a problem with really bad. Mike McCarthy got been said about running the ball. He has showed you by drafting. They're trying to be physical. They're bringing guys in here. He's got a philosophy. This philosophy, when we are committed to running the ball, is very successful in Dallas.
Right.
But it seems like our own media and maybe a lot of our Cowboy fans, right, are still trying to find some way to push us to get 4 or 5 wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
And not believe that the running game has been successful with Dak Prescott.
It's because it's not sexy, Coach. It's not sexy,
that's
right? And that's the thing. Like, it might not be the 40 burger t-shirts, because think about it. Like, don't even think historically. Just think back to last year when Dak went out. They was toting the ball. And they ran with the purpose, because they knew in order to survive these games, I was talking about that Cincinnati game, right? They were scared for their lives. They knew, all right, we got to simplify this thing, get Tony Pollard and Zeke involved, play solid defense, and limit the mistakes. And that's what they did. And it really helped us kind of go on that run through Cooper Rush. But it's just like, Cowboys fans, they've been always accustomed to fireworks, right? Fireworks, spreading the ball, throw 40 plus times. And here we already know what's going to happen. Spoiler alert, right? The Cowboys are going to commit to run the ball. They have Tony Pollard going crazy, Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, right? Well, Dak's being led by a run-first team, though. I told you he wasn't type of quarterback. Like, they're going to play that game all year. But, like, honestly, I feel like if they 60-40, and I feel like Mike McCarthy said in an interview, he said they're around like 70-30, 35-ish. He wants to be around 60-40. He feel like they're moving close. I feel like that's a good split, because if you take some of that pressure off of Dak, you're going to be perfectly fine. So,
with a great defense, you might even be 45-55, because you're going to find yourself in games where you're going to be in control of it, where you're not trying to speed the pace up.
Right.
I think Quinn has said this. Quinn said, okay, Mike McCarthy said another thing that we just do not hear and we just not listen. When he says complementary football.
Right.
As a coach, when you have a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator,
right,
your head coach, this is what he does. He says what your defensive philosophy is, what your offensive philosophy. Right. If I came from a situation where I had an offensive coordinator that wanted to go a little bit more spread when the spread stuff started coming in. Right. But I had to ask, when we got our first team meeting about changing our offense, I had to ask my defensive coordinator, can he handle 15 to 20 more plays? Right. Because we're not going to control the ball.
Right.
And he said, I can't do that, coach. I ain't got enough depth.
Right.
We had to mold both of those together so we could play complementary football.
Right.
So Quinn is asked to say, hey, give me the 2 offenses that made their defense, his defense, out of this world. A Seattle-based offense,
right,
and an Atlanta-based offense.
Right.
Give me those 2 with a better quarterback, and now when I play less plays, I'm going to set you up for easy scores, because we're going to dominate on the defensive end,
right,
and we still going to get 40 burgers, but it's going to look like a more efficient offense.
And that's what's about. My guy O says that last year we were 51% pass, 48% run overall, right? But there was also times where we kind of set back, and it's like, are we running with the actual purpose? And we talked about this frequently on numerous channels in the community, right? Establishing an identity from week to week. I don't know who the Cowboys was. It just depends. It just depends on however Kellen Moore really felt. But I feel like this is going to really help the Cowboys establish their identity, and then you build off of that. Clebo, bro, can you still hear us? Let's see here. He's in the gym, man. He's in put that work in, man. I know that gym equipment, man. Yeah.
Hey, Tuck, I got to get out of here, man.
All right, Coach Bart.
Real quick, man. I really appreciate all your work, man.
Appreciate you, my guy.
And listen, we want to try to push this narrative that, hey, we won Super Bowls. We don't care nothing about how sexy it looks.
Right.
We want to win Super Bowls. And I'm going to tell you like this. We won 3 Super Bowls in the 90s. But
it wasn't sexy.
Right. It wasn't sexy at all.
It was just running.
Yeah. Know what made it look sexy? That jewelry that we put on at the end of the year. That made it look real sexy. You know, like, So, that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, they want the fireworks, right? So I feel like if the Cowboys are like 8th in scoring, people are like, I see Kellen Moore wasn't that man, and it just is what it is.
If you look at Seattle as well, when they had their run, they were running the ball with Marshawn.
Right.
Probably not a lot, but they were still dominant in that run game.
Right.
Along with the Russell Wilson throwing the ball.
Right. Right.
Protecting Dan Quinn's defense.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Let's play the defense play. The better the defense is. I don't care how great the defense is.
Yeah.
If they play a lot of plays, it will break down.
And that goes back to really when Micah playing defensive end, you're able to rest them too.
Into about 55 plays a game, between 55, right at almost 60, not over 60. If they can average that, we talking about a team that probably have a number 1 defense in the league.
Right.
That's the same amount of plays that San Francisco defense plays.
Right.
If you get them into 65, 70 plays,
right, they're gonna get gas.
It's gonna find holes.
They're gonna get gas. Exactly. All right, Coach Morrow, appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for coming on, my guy. Thank you.
Oh, fellas.
All right, I'm gonna let Clebo answer a real question, man, before we get these reps in, man. So Cle, do you think that the Cowboys are going to commit to the run? Like I said, O just posted that they were 51 pass, 48 run. Do you think they're going to be more efficient, effective? What do you think the real identity of this Cowboys offense will be moving forward?
I think, hey, Tug, give me 2 minutes.
All right, you good. Yeah, do your thing, man.
I'm about to go to the car. Give me 2 minutes.
All right, bet. Let's see here. All right, let me see here. Let me add Keystone back in, man. And for those of you just joined in, so this is a Monday night Jan party when you guys can jump in on the show. I posted the link above. Click that link, download the Jan app that'll allow you to jump on with your camera, jump on, talk Cowboys football. Probably going to be on for about another 15 minutes, but go ahead and jump on the show and join in. Go ahead, bro.
But so when I was talking about the Micah thing and how you don't like it, but don't you think maybe Maji's going to actually really help Micah rush, with that 2 gapping and, stopping the run and, double teams and stuff?
I mean, yeah, I think overall he's going to help, right? Because you're going to have to double team Mozzie. Like, I don't see Mozzie getting a lot of one-on-one, but like I said, my fantasy when it came to Mozzie and Micah was, okay, you have Mozzie in the middle and then you have Micah blitzing up the A gap. You're like I said, there's so many different things that you can move because, like I said, when you have Micah just playing on the right side or left side, whatever side you choose, it's easy to slide protection that way. It's either chip over there, put another tight end over there, run away from. There's so many different things you can do scheme-wise, where I really liked him at the chess piece aspect versus, just being stagnant at that same area.
Let's hope that Dan Quinn, if we see any drop-off, comes in and says, hey, man, let's go back to, at times rushing in the A gap, you know, putting you everywhere.
Yeah, and I think he will. I don't think he's. I think a lot of Twitter kind of blew everything out of water. I don't think he's going to be 100% defensive end like people are saying. I feel like it's just going to be just like last year.
Even if he were to go back to kind of playing linebacker rushing, he's still considered a D end majority of the time.
Right.
He's not playing coverage a lot at all.
Right, because he dropped in coverage a little bit last year, but nothing too crazy. So, like I said, I think he kind of got blown out of proportion because it's dead season right now. I just don't think he's going to be 100% defensive end. He's going to be Nick Bosa or something like that. He's going to be moving over a little bit. So it's probably like a 60-40, 70-30 split, something like that. But like I said, that's where the money resides. So Micah, will definitely be out there.
I think it'll be like it was. My bad, I'm back.
Are you good?
My wife had called me earlier.
Are you good, man?
Yeah. So, but nah, yeah, I think it's gonna be about a good, like you said, about a good 70-30 split. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. They probably just throwing stuff out there. Just, you're not.
Yeah, you gotta have you got a conversation. There ain't gonna be too many stories like Cowboys rookie OTAs. That ain't fun, man. So they gonna dress it up like Dan Orlowski was talking about some Dak interceptions. They gotta eat. They gotta eat.
But Josh Allen got the same amount of.
Oh God.
Right. Or Brett Favre is a gunslinger, right? That don't count.
They don't
let's not talk about that.
Right.
Tony Romo, gunslinger.
Right, gunslinger. Yeah, gunslinger. Everybody get it. Dak has 1 year of interceptions, and then he's turnover prone. But then everyone else is a gunslinger.
So,
Yeah, with the amount of
they just accumulating more to make them look average.
Right. I mean, it's a low hanging fruit. It's a low hanging fruit.
With the amount of complaining that we have just of Dak one bad year, I don't understand how Cowboys Nation got through Tony Romo in his 19 interception year.
Yeah.
And he had like 2 of those or some shit. I know he had like 6 double digits.
And that's the thing, y'all. And here's the crazy part about Dak's interception. A lot of them were hitting off wide receivers' hands and backs, arms, legs, all sorts of stuff, So it's like, I mean, I get it, make your money, but it's like, that's why we exist, and that's why I love our community, because we know we can put 2 and 2 together. Now, is Dak perfect? Absolutely not. Like, he messes up just like everybody else, but I'm not going to sit here and act like he was just reckless with the ball, Besides that Washington game was a little bit reckless, but it's like, what?
That was terrible.
Yeah. They were all yeah, they was all sleepwalking.
I think they just went in. They were like, "Screw this."
They was like, what, man?
We're gonna beat the Giants.
We just gotta get ready for the playoffs.
Especially you did the same play back to back.
Right, ran it right back at him. Like, I'm like, bro, that's like insulting that dude's intelligence. Like, even though he's, you gonna run the same exact play, same alignment, same,
was like, he won't know. They won't know.
Oh yeah, right back at him. Like,
man, it's more than that, though, man. It's just the Cowboys hate, man.
Right.
Because I go back to 2 years ago when Diggs led the league in interceptions.
Y'all remember that whole thing? Where'd that go?
They had to come up with a whole stat. Now I've been watching football for 40-something years. I've never heard a cornerback who gave up the most yards in football.
That's right. After the season, I'm like,
to the point. That's what I'm saying. Even to the point, I want to ask y'all 3. Who led the NFL this year?
Never heard of Pete.
Exactly.
I never heard of Peep about it again. I never heard of Peep about it all season about who was what cornerback led in yards allowed.
Because it wasn't the Cowboys.
Else, y'all? Doesn't fit the agenda.
So if you guys remember, I did that whole video breaking down every quote-unquote yard that Diggs gave up, and I even added some of the guys from PFF to come on the show. They had no response. I'm like, bro, because literally I think it was
they don't want to get cooked.
Yeah, I was like, bro, literally, so if DJ Moore runs a crossing route and crosses all the way across the field, catch the ball in the middle of the field while Diggs is in zone, and then zigs and goes 70 yards to the house, that counts on Diggs. Like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it was just a whole goofy, and I feel bad that I even wasted my time trying to break this stupid video down. But I'm just like, bro, you can't, if I'm in cover 3, just because I'm lined up on your side and you go across, that's not my responsibility. So
how's that on me?
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's okay with any other corner does it, but when it's Dallas.
Yeah. Well, when I compare Jalen Ramsey, it was just like, oh, how dare you, right? How dare you? So it's just like, I get it, right? They're always going to find something. Like I said, spoiler alert, Cowboys Nation, this year it'll be like, the Cowboys are running the ball. That's why Dak's successful. Let's see what happens if he get those 45 times a game. Could he, it's always going to be something with the star.
That's why when we win a Super Bowl at some point, Pierce can't say anything. They have to give us
It'd be, can he do it again? Can he do it again? Can he do it?
They can't pull.
I'm gonna tell you. Will come every angle.
They can't pull out
if the
it's been 27 years.
I'm gonna tell you, if the Cowboys, I ain't even gonna say when the Cowboys win.
Yeah, that's better.
Year, right? When the Cowboys win it this year, if Dak plays a bad game, they're gonna say they won it in spite of
right.
If he plays a good game, they be like, oh, Dak needed all this.
Right, about time.
You know
eight years, 8 years, bro.
Like Peyton Manning, it didn't take Peyton Manning 8 years.
Right, it's just like that. That's why I love having context, because it's like a lot of people just don't understand, right? It's just,
they don't talk about Mahomes and his weapons that he needed.
No. Like here's the crazy part, because y'all know I live here in Kansas City, right? The Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. Chiefs fans are so pissed off right now because they don't like Rashee Rice. They wanted a better weapon, so they wanted to. I'm like, why do y'all need more weapons? So they got Sky Moore. They went and traded for Kadarius Toney. They got MVS. They got Travis Kelce, but they are pissed because the Chiefs were not aggressive enough in going up and getting a Zay Flowers or a Quentin Johnston. They got Rashee Rice. So they're treating Rashee Rice. They're treating Rashee Rice like he's just some bum. Like everybody here is hating the pick.
I know, right?
Yeah, but Dak got to go out there with Dennis Houston and Noah Brown. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. I'm like, yo, y'all got to fight. Like, nah, we should. I'm just like, all right, I'll shut up. It ain't my team. I'll shut up. But I'm like, but Dak was supposed to make it work with Dennis Houston.
We're celebrating.
If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I'm out, y'all. I'm done. I'm going Thanos. I'm disappearing. I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, I'll let my kids have the rest of the conversations, man. So yeah, man. So, yeah, go ahead, bro.
I want to ask a question to everybody right now, man, because I hear it a lot, and I just want to see what y'all say. What do y'all think about? Because everywhere you hear, Cowboys are still chasing Philly. Cowboys are chasing Philly. Where do y'all stand on that? As far as like,
good question.
Philadelphia, I know they had a good draft, what I'm saying, on paper and everything. But where do y'all feel like, as far as like, do y'all still feel like Cowboys are chasing Philly? Like, where's the bar at?
Nah, and so and I know a lot of Eagles fans get upset. And I'm gonna be as honest as I can, y'all, because I know Eagles fans get upset when I say this. I feel like the Eagles had one of the best drafts. Like, even though they auto drafted pretty much, like, I feel like they had a quality draft. I like the Colts draft. I like the Steelers. I like the Seahawks, right? But here's what I'll say, and this is what I've been saying. That didn't move the needle for Philly for me. Like, I feel like the Cowboys in the offseason, they gained the lead, right, with adding Gilmore and also adding Cooks. We saw the Eagles lose their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, some defensive players. So there was separation, right? After the draft, it closed. But here's what I want to say about Philly, y'all. Didn't they have one of the most historical sack seasons last year in football history, damn near? They had an elite defense last year. Everything was clicking offensively from them last year. I sat back and watched Cooper Rush almost walk out. Like, Cooper Rush was starting to heat up a little bit where he could have walked out of Philly with the win. And I sat there and watched Dak Prescott with my own eyes on Christmas Eve and did not budge versus their defense. So it's like, I'm just not, and Dak did that with me at wide receiver. So it's just like, I just don't feel this whole like, oh man, it's a wrap right now when it comes to the Eagles. It's just like, y'all just refilled your cup, but now you refilled your cup with rookies who are unproven. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, the Eagles had to replenish, right? They filled out they dumped out their cup. They had to replenish. The Cowboys didn't lose anybody. We're just stacking this draft class on top of what we already had. That's what a lot of people understand.
I'm not scared of no Swift. I'm not saying I'm not trying to be happy that he gets injured a lot, but he hasn't stayed healthy during his career.
Right.
So it's uncertain. He's a good running back, but if he can stay healthy.
I agree with that too. And to your point, Tuck, I was telling the guy the other day, man, like, the Eagles had to replace Hargrave and CJ Gardner.
Right.
And to me, those were along with Reddick, those were their three top most impactful defensive players last year. So you replacing Hargrave with a rookie. Jalen Carter's a great college player, but he's still a rookie.
Right, he's still a rookie.
I don't even know who they got to replace CJ Gardner.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know who replacing CJ. And then on top of all of that, they just paid Jalen Hurts $50 million.
Right.
Do you think the owner is really going to want to see him running 300 times a year?
Right. Nah.
If he's not running the ball, he's not a good quarterback.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to say he's not good, but
he's a different player. He's a different player.
Jalen Hurts barely jumped from 2021 to 2022.
They just put better weapons around.
Mm-hmm.
They put better weapons around.
If Dak had his weapons on the Cowboys,
right,
we're winning the Super Bowl at the wide receiver position. AJ, Devontae Smith, Jimmy Lamb there.
And that was the frustrating part about losing Amari. Like, I feel like that's the one thing that we had was just our wide receiver core was just over the top. So once they stripped that away, it made things more difficult. D-Shift, what's going on with you, bro? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, my guy? So, yeah, we asked a good question. So how do you feel about the separation between the Cowboys and the Eagles going into the 2023 season?
Well, I think, they try to downplay, like, the gap that's been closed. But I mean, at the end of the day, there wasn't a big gap to begin with, you know. Or it's unfortunate that you didn't get to see both quarterbacks play each other, or the teams play each other with healthy quarterbacks.
Right.
I mean, it's, you know, every year is different, but at the same token, I believe that Jalen Carter is not going to step in and be Hargrave.
Right.
You still got to see what you have
immediately.
Jordan Davis.
Right. Immediately. Right.
And that's what we're talking about, I guess, is immediately. I think there's certain moves that you can make that's going to counter.
Right.
If you want to say that, you know, he's going to come in and be the 10-sack guy that's going to, you know, kind of affect things, and I mean, I guess, you know, be my guest, but I find that very hard to believe, just being a young guy, just how long it takes all these guys, you know, like even he'll have like 6, 7, 8 sacks, but also the impact that Hargrave had and how much better he made the pass rush.
Right.
And Jalen Carter was struggling with weight. Was it Jalen Carter or the other guy? But I know one of them was dealing with weight.
It was Carter.
Pro day and Carter.
Yeah, like I said, we all have high expectations for rookie, but we just don't know. But like I said, the difference with Carter and Mozzie, I don't know I don't have zero expectation for Mozzie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's able to help, he's able to help. But it's not like, man, if Mozzie has to be this, right?
Well,
like
you have Hankins.
Right, you have Hankins,
yeah.
Exactly.
And you're asking Carter to be that guy versus Mozzie coming in to be a rotational guy,
right, and learn, right.
And if Hankins does go down again,
right.
So I think there, but all in all, that's a very important part. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's an important part.
Right.
Them losing their starting linebackers is a very important part.
Right.
As you may know, what the difference between an LVE and Damone Clark may be.
Right.
You know, and so when you talk about those elements on their defense that made them so good, there's a lot of solid pieces that had great pieces, and you've lost some of that. Then you add it to the fact that, I mean, I remember them just losing Gardner-Johnson.
Right.
And you had to move, I don't know, I think it made Avonte Maddox a little less.
That 3rd and 20.
A little less effective. You know what I mean? So the Eagles depended on a lot of those pieces. And the fact that they've lost a couple of those pieces, and let's not forget their left guard.
Right.
You know how critical one piece of an offensive line. You're talking about going from dominant to just being very good. But
and we got
if you go ahead.
Good. I was gonna say, and new defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. For all we know, their defense can go back. They could be the 2020 Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
That's
Different coordinators, different philosophies. There's a lot of different things going on with them. So for me, it's just not like, where's the consistency besides just some of the players offensively? So it's just like, you know, I'm not going to say there's going to be a trash team, right? But their schedule's going to be a lot different. They got to come here to Kansas City. Like, everything's ramped up. Now, you've already showed and revealed. Everyone had since the Super Bowl to really prepare for that RPO, that run style that you have with Jalen Hurts to really figure it out, right? So can you adjust? And here's what people got to understand. Every quarterback, whether you're an MVP caliber quarterback or not, everything erases. Can you do it again? Can you do things on a consistent basis? And we haven't seen that from Jalen Hurts. We saw flashes. We saw last year, you know, but the year prior to that, he wasn't what he was last year. So a lot of question marks. I don't want to say I'm not concerned. They're going to be in the thick of things. But like I said, I've been focusing on the Giants and what the Giants are doing because I feel like they're loading up and I trust them.
Yeah, they got JSN.
Yeah, you know, so they got Hyatt. Yeah, they got Hyatt, and then they got
Hyatt.
Yeah, they got Hyatt. They got Wan'Dale Robinson. They got Darren Waller. Like, you know, if they kind of just figure out this Saquon thing, you know, they're going to make things easier on Daniel Jones, and I trust their coaching staff over than I do Philly's coaching staff. So
yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm keeping my eye on the ball, man. I'm keeping my eye on the ball over here on the Giants because, you know, one thing also, there hasn't been a repeat winner in the division since 2000 and 10-ish or something like that. 2009.
Wow.
So so it's like
6 or 7.
Yeah, so just like playing the numbers game from that aspect, man, it puts things in our favor over Philly, man. But yo, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on. Everyone in the chat. Once again, like I said, we gained 1,000 subscribers in 1 week, man, and that's a salute to you guys. all the liking, all the sharing, just getting the notoriety out there about what we do here in community has been extremely helpful, man. Over 500,000 views in 8 days. So I appreciate all the support, you guys. I'm gonna keep the content coming. Now, I told myself once the draft was over, I was about to go on vacation and chill out for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, y'all wanting more content, more film. So we're gonna keep our foot on the gas, man. But once again, y'all, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. What's up, my guy?
Hey, Tuck, you think you could maybe do a breakdown of maybe a little bit of what Mike McCarthy did with the West Coast offense in Green Bay?
Yeah, I did. I did that video. It's out there. I did that one. Yeah, the West Coast one. So I can post in the link, but yeah, the West Coast, just type in Mike McCarthy West Coast offense. I broke down that video. I did that a while back, I think, when the season ended. So I have the Mike McCarthy aspect of it, and then I have the Brian Schottenheimer run game. And then I'm gonna talk to my guy at Koye, because we might do a joint show together. That way we can talk about everything coming together as a whole, because he broke down the passing philosophy of Brian Schottenheimer. So that way, so everything is like, in sync. Like I said, I was gonna break down the passing game when one of my brothers already did it, so I watched the video. So
that was a good video too,
yeah, man. Shout to Koye, man. Shout to everyone in the Cowboys community. Like I said, what it really does, y'all, when y'all like and y'all share and y'all comment, it really just gives us exposure to just not our fan base, but other NFL fan bases. There's a lot of Chicago Bears fans have been watching the videos, loving the videos, Giants, Eagles, like all sorts of people, Vikings. So, that's a testament to you guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys.
To cut you off,
go ahead.
Dog, this is important, man. I got to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Much love to you, bro. Like,
appreciate
on some realness, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
Like I just got introduced to this new content, man. I was like, I've been missing this all the time. And I swear on everything I love, bro, I haven't watched ESPN since, bro.
Appreciate it,
I just
man.
listen to y'all guys, man. When I want to hear about my boys, man, I listen to y'all, man.
Appreciate it, man.
That's all of y'all, man. So I appreciate what you do, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. That's why we do what we do, man, because like, at the end of the day, ESPN, Fox Sports, they are who they are, but no one's gonna know our team like we know our team. We bleed it in and out. Like you're not gonna turn on Undisputed or First Take and hear anything about any of these undrafted free agents. Not a peep. They have no idea probably who half these kids are. But us, our ears are to the street. With every little move, nothing happens with the Cowboys that we really don't know about, right? So I think that's just a testament to what we do. But we care. So
yeah. So what I wanted to say, is I first saw Rome Cowboys Fan Talk in 2020 during that crazy Dak season injury and stuff, and I watched him and I just loved his enthusiasm, because beforehand all I heard was Dallas sucks, but I never had any enthusiasm about the team.
Yeah.
And after I started watching him, I found you, I found Law, I found Boss Cowboy, I found all of y'all, and that's all I go to.
Yeah.
I'll only go watch Undisputed just to laugh at the stupid stuff that they say, just every once in a while.
Well, I tell people, weirdly, I watch Undisputed daily because I have to know where I get some of these dumb questions I get asked. So I'll get something out of left field with some Cowboys fans are like, well, I heard, I'm like, where the hell did y'all hear this? I'm just like, let me see. I'm like, okay, that's some skip stuff.
Or
you
shady.
Said. So just like, all right, let me prepare myself for what's coming my way. You know what I'm saying? So besides that, I don't pay too much attention to it, because like I said, I trust everyone in our community that's doing outstanding work, and we're tied to our team closer. And I feel like what we're seeing this year that makes things real special is that now the gap is starting to bridge, to be honest with you guys, between the in-house Cowboys media, like the No C Walkers and the Kyle Humans, and us too. So now we're just building like Voltron, man, because they're seeing what we do, and we always respect what they do. So the community's strong. Yeah. And I tell people, not a lot of fans and NFL fans get what y'all got. Y'all spoiled. Like if we draft Luke Schoonmaker, y'all get about 9 different breakdowns on Luke Schoonmaker. Like I said, like Javon Dexter, right? I broke him down from Florida. All the Bears fans are like, thanks for this video, because I had no idea about this kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those types of things that you guys get. So we do it for you guys, man. We love all the feedback. We love all the support. You guys keep us going. Sadika says no. Sadika says no vacation for you, not yet. When do I get to take a break? I need a vacation, because what's going to happen is
you deserve it, man.
As soon as July comes around, it's just the camp, and y'all know I travel pretty much to every game almost damn near. So it's like, I kind of enjoy this little downtown.
I'm trying to go to the Arizona game, and since I'm only a couple hours away.
Yeah, Arizona.
I live in Arizona. I'm waiting for September.
It looks hot out there, man. It's hot out. I'm just gonna skip Arizona, man. So you know,
the biggest thing is like so many events, and then like the conversation never gets old, right?
Yeah.
So like literally for me, like anything that's ever open, like I'm just really there for like the conversation, man.
Yeah.
And it's just guys like y'all who know how to like navigate and facilitate that conversation, and so just that Cowboys talk, man. Can't get
enough of it, man. And that's why I love what I do.
If y'all giving us all this during the off season, I can't wait.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like that's why I'm telling people, like, you know, for all the new subscribers, I'm like, they're enjoying the content. Like, man, this is the off season. Like this is gonna be like live shows every day, film like 4 or 5 film drops every day about our opponents, about who we play, and we're gonna have, you know, opposing teams, fan base guests come on the show. Like that's when things pick up. Right now, we're kind of in chill mode. But I appreciate y'all support.
I can't wait till roundtables.
Yeah, roundtables. We're gonna outdo. Just kind of give you guys a heads up. We're gonna outdo last year's roundtable. So you know, there's a few guys that didn't get to join on because there are kind of things going on. So we're gonna try to really shake the room with a mega Cowboys roundtable. We're trying to find what platform can hold us all, because I think like some limit is like the 15. So we're gonna try to really shake the walls this year.
You know, one thing I don't see, because you know, I could go out and like research everything myself, but like I depend on guys like y'all who put in that work, you know. So one thing that'd be kind of cool, I think, was if like you went to like a rundown through all the opponents that we're gonna play this year, all their draft picks.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it.
And just kind of talk. Yeah, just for us to be kind of aware.
Okay.
Or when we're in August or September playing those guys, you know
who to look out for.
Or looking at the season, we can remember. I remember Tuck broke down some of these guys. So
yeah. Okay. Cool.
That might not, I don't really see that. You know, I see when the guys kind of. I think that a new thing that was kind of cool last year when y'all was reaching out to other content creators and talking to them and giving like a season preview.
Right.
So maybe you can like just take advantage of the draft and maybe just put it on our mind what these guys are looking like after their respective drafts.
Yeah, we'll do that. Like I said, you know, saying like we got so much stuff we'll be able to do. You know, especially the schedule comes out this Thursday, so we'll definitely go live on Thursday. Go through the schedule, go through kind of predictions. I really don't like to make, you know, preseason predictions because they're all based off of last year's teams, like you said, D-Shift. You know, that's last year's team. They ain't got nothing to do. Like the Carolina Panthers, they got a new quarterback this year. So that's, you know, basing off of that. So we'll go through that though, break down some prospects. But y'all know here on this channel every week, we'll do a scouting report on their team's offense. So if we're playing the Panthers, we'll go to their offense, we'll go to their defense, we'll watch film, we'll see what they do right, what they do wrong.
And then every couple weeks do NFC East roundtable.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Now I'll give you guys a heads up, man. I'm retiring from the Eagles roundtables, man. I'm retiring. I am retiring. I'm letting some of the young content creators have my seat. I am done. I've won. I'm undefeated. I'm like Floyd Mayweather. I'm walking away. I'm walking away 50-0 versus the Eagles content creators, man. They didn't have to wear Dak sweaters and all sorts of stuff. There's nothing else I can do to them. So, you know, I'm letting some of the young guys have that opportunity, man. But once again, I appreciate everyone for subscribing, watching the videos. I deeply appreciate it. You know, I'm just expressing my gratitude over and over. Can't thank you guys enough. But we're not done. We got more coming up. If you guys have some undrafted free agents like, yo, Tuck, I want to know more about this player, let me know so I can get the film. I got Earl Bostic coming up. Who else? Brooks coming up. So I got a few players coming up, but if there's some other guys you guys want to talk about or learn about, definitely let me know. I'll cut that film and get that up to you guys. But once again, follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. Actually, also YouTube channel, of course, CFO Sports. Comment, like, subscribe, share. That's how you guys spread the word. I appreciate you guys. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace.
Peace.